Leeds is a very good place to be a medievalist, partly because there are a lot of medievalists at Leeds of various different disciplines. And Leeds has had a centre for medieval studies for more than 50 years now. One of the exciting things about doing medieval studies is that you have lots of fragments of different types of evidence that you're trying to put together and in order to answer the questions that you have about the past.
I think the medieval world just got larger and larger and larger as I continued through my studies. And in fact, now I think there are more opportunities for studying far wider parts of the world than I ever actually experienced in my own undergraduate degree.
The MA here is very interdisciplinary. You have different people coming from a historical background, coming from a literary background, coming from a fine art background. By incorporating all these different disciplines, all these different ideas and interests, you get a real feel of the culture of the time.
There were embassies from Ethiopia across the Mediterranean into Christian Europe, right through most of the Middle Ages. It was a highly interconnected world.
We've got lots of staff with a wide range of expertise in medieval studies. We've got great expertise in Arabic, Persian, Byzantium and the Greek-speaking world. So that's really important to what we offer.
One of the things language learning does is it allows you to access people and texts that think differently from the way you might be used to. And that is actually really helpful for thinking about history more generally as well, because one of the things we're doing as historians is to access a world or try and understand a world or reconstruct a world that's very, very different from ours.
I think it's so important to find ways to bring everybody's stories into history, to demonstrate that people throughout history have lived with things that we might be experiencing today, and teasing out that very modern relevance in stories of the past.
We're the home to the International Medieval Congress and the home to the International Medieval Bibliography, and that just means that we are an international hub for the study of this subject, and students studying here have the chance to go to lectures and seminars and meet people from across medieval studies.
We also have things on campus like the Special Collections, which is an archive that is on campus, so right at your fingertips, and as a history student you get to go into that archive and look at all of the real life primary sources, and that could be anything from medieval manuscripts through to Feminist Archive North, letters from the First World War, all kinds of things in there.
Facilities here at the university are impeccable. Special Collections is also amazing. It's really interesting to see all the different manuscripts, for example. On my course with research methods and medieval bodies, being able to actually go to the Special Collections and see the artifacts they have themselves.
Having strong research skills and critical analysis skills doesn't only help you with your studies at Leeds, but it also allows you to transfer these skills to whatever you do after graduation and look critically at the world at large.
It is really important for people to become independent researchers. One of the points of the MA programme is to give them all the skills and access to the resources in order to approach all these various aspects and disciplines of medieval studies.
Leeds is kind of like the heart of medieval studies in the UK, at least in Ireland. For example, we have the International Medieval Congress here every year. If you're an MA student, you get free tickets to that, which was a really big factor for me. I really wanted to go.
So at the International Medieval Congress, we have panels and sessions and roundtables of papers, keynote lectures. You can contribute a paper on any topic. There are also performances where there's all sorts of reenactment fighting and falconry that goes on. It's engaging with the research, but also having fun.
The degree in medieval studies at Leeds is very self-consciously not a history degree or an English degree. It's getting our students to think across the past by looking at sources in other languages, by looking at literary texts, by looking at kind of historical documents like charters, by thinking about physical objects like surviving arms and armour at the Royal Armouries or manuscripts. Students can, if they want to, focus on medieval Europe, but they really can focus much more widely on Eurasia, parts of Africa, South Asia as well. And we really want to encourage applicants to, bring those interests to us because we've got the staff expertise to support it.